Hey there, I'm Joshua Payne, and I'm going to be your student's biology teacher this year. Just a little background information about the course itself. Each unit, I do something called tying in an anchoring phenomenon, or I have some kind of storyline. So recently, your student might have brought up something about Minamata, Japan. We've actually been talking about Minamata, Japan in biology and talking about how the building of this fertilizer factory essentially started to poison its people by dumping its waste in the water. It was a great unit. It really had the students interested, and it was a little spooky seeing, all these terrible health defects happening in a population that no one knew how to solve the problem. Well, I put it on your students. I told them, well, solve the problem, right? What's going on? Why is there a problem? How did this toxic mercury get from the factory and into the people when they're not drinking the water? And the students did surprisingly well. It was an awesome experience to see them try and think it through and figure out, well, why are these terrible things happening to this population? Right? That's just an example of one unit. Next unit, we're talking about climate change. And then the unit after that, we're talking about all the mosquitoes in Dallas, Texas, why there was such a mosquito explosion and why there were so many mosquitoes. It was crazy. And we're going to do a lot of things like that as we go through, talking about different diseases, talking about different diagnoses, talking about different effects humans have on the environment. Um, I will rarely, and I will say almost never, teach out of a textbook in this class. In fact, most of my units are based out of actual stories that happened in real life. These things like Minamata, Japan, or the Dallas, Texas mosquito explosion. These things help contextualize the biology content so the students have something to hold on to. They have a story to figure out. They have it's almost like a mystery. And that's why a lot of times your student might come home and mention something about talking about mosquitoes or talking about, tuna in a Japan bay, right? Something like that. So when we look at my grading policies, this year we just made a switch just to put an emphasis on the work other than tests. We have a grading scale that's 50-50. So we have 50% of their grade comes from assignments and the other 50 comes from their assessments. Now, I will probably have in my class around 3 assignments a week or so, somewhere around there. And the thing is, I will accept late work all the way up until the unit test. So if you look at your student's grade right now and you aren't very happy with it, and that's probably because they have a few zeros in the grade book right now. We've got about 4 assignments in it to this date, I think September 9th. So, just one of those being a zero is going to really pull down their grade, right? That's 6 points they're missing. So emphasize to them that they should be doing this work because the homework is worth 50% of their grade, and I'm extremely lenient when it comes to late work because I don't want you guys to stress out about getting these points or turning it in on time. I'm more concerned that you do the homework so you understand the content. That's what I care about more than I care about giving you guys points. So you're eligible to essentially submit late work all the way up until the unit test with a 1 point deduction out of 6 when it comes to homework. All of our tests and quizzes, we're going to have a quiz every unit and a test every unit. So our soonest, or I guess our most recent quiz is going to be September 11th, this Friday. We're actually going to have a quiz. So go ahead, ask your students what their quiz is about Friday. Maybe scare them a little bit. Just kidding. They should be prepared. But um, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can always reach me on Schoology, either through a message or if you look in the bottom corner, you're going to see my email there. It should be joshua.payne@sd129.org. Okay. So you guys can always reach me there. I'll do my best to get back to you fast. I can always guarantee I'll reply within a day. I can't always promise the same exact day I'll reply, but feel free to reach out if you guys have any questions.